All right, we downloaded that. Now what I'm going to do is I want to place that into this image right here, right? I don't want, so what students have done in the past is they will come into here, they go to Photoshop, they go open, they go to desktop, they find this bird, this one right here, and they double click it and they open it up. The problem is that you can see is a JPEG image type, which I explicitly said I don't ever want to see. They start working from that, they do adjustments, they do color settings, they have 42 layers on there, and they save it, they turn it in, and it's printed up. It's going to look like, you know, CRAP, right? What I want you to do is I want you to place this image into the document. There's two ways to do that. All right, so I'm going to go to Finder. So the reason why it's not working, if you're not able to drag it, is because on a Mac, you can't drag and drop something from a window in which you press open or save as or something along those lines. You can only do it from a file, a Finder window, okay? And that's going to show you all the files, okay? It's separation of two. So I want you to drag and drop that into your document, right? All right, it should scale it to here. You can see that it's not filling out the frame. For the sake of our project right here, it doesn't matter, but you have the option to scale it larger, right? So what I can do is I'm going to hover over one of the corners, and I'm going to see this double arrow, and I click and I can adjust that, right? Now if I want to bring it down like this, that's going to be fine. The only problem with this is that you can see it made him taller than he actually was, or she actually was, right? Or you make it wider in that sense. While I'm still holding the click, if I press Shift and I click and hold at the same time, this is where I'm going to be able to scale it at a uniform rate. So Shift and click and hold is going to allow me to adjust it uniformly, all right? So I take that, I'm going to move it over into place, have it centered in the frame, and actually I want to get the tail in there too. And so now I have it so that it's scaled all the way up to the full size of the image, and then I have to press, you can either click the check mark up here in the control panel, or you can press enter. There is an oh shit button, and there is an awesome button. All right, the oh shit button is Command Z or Command Option Z. If you do something you didn't want to do, you say oh shit, Command Z, right? And that's gonna undo one step, right? In Photoshop and in some of the other Adobe programs, I'm not sure about universally across other programs. In Word, or as I don't know if you guys know Word at all, but in other programs, you press Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. It's going to go backwards, right? Command Z is going to take me back once. I didn't do anything. Let me do one thing. Or if I press it again, it's going to go back forward, or it's going to return it back to where I was. Command Option Z is going to be undo more than like 2, 3, 4, and 5 times, right? So if I did 5 steps, I'm going to press Command Option Z, Command Option Z, Command Option Z, Command Option Z. The alternative way, which is a little bit more time efficient, and especially if you know the tools that you've been using, is to go to the history button, right? Which I learned earlier was this random icon right here, right? So it's right here. I believe we have all the same workspace set up. You click on that, and I can see everything that I did on this document so far. So I only have 3, so it's not really very exciting. It'll only go back a certain number. I want to say like 20 at a time. So if you do 21 different applications, you're trying to go back 21, it might not be able to take you all the way back to the beginning, right? And there's an opportunity to set that up somewhere. History options. And I'll find that sometime, not at this moment. And so that is another quicker way. Like if I want to go back to the new document to start over, I can click on that and not have to press Command Option Z 42 times to get to there, okay? So that is the other way to undo. The nice thing about this history button is if I go back to there, and I was like, oh, you know what, no, I want to do that, I can click that and go right back to there really quickly, okay? So it's an undo, redo, and you can kind of bounce around viewing things differently, okay? So that is the history button there. The awesome button is pressing Command S. What is Command S? Save all the time, right? So the first rule is going to be anytime you stop to look at your phone, you have to press Command S. And I'm saying that because I know you guys all look at your phones a lot, right? All right, and in the course of this conversation, you've probably all checked at least 6 times, right? So there's this opportunity to save your document 6 times. The reason why that's important is especially as the semester carries on, these computers start to fill up, they start to lag, and they start to crash, right? And if the document crashes halfway through it and you haven't saved it, you're shit out of luck. You lost everything you worked on, all right? If the power goes out, if there's a fire alarm, you need to get out of here. If you forget to log off and just walk away without saving, somebody else comes in, you're going to lose all your information, okay? So first rule is anytime you stop to look down at your phone, you press Command S. Anytime you stop to go browse something on the web, you press Command S, all right? Just make it an inherent action, right? It's like putting your shoes on before you go outside, all right? As stupid as that. That's not very stupid.